If you're watching this right now, guess what? You have took the first step to awesomeness. So if you don't mind, please take your time and hit the like and subscribe button. It only takes a few seconds. So I just want to let everyone know what this podcast is about. I want to give you guys a quick little breakdown. This podcast is about community. This podcast is about family. We hit on the hard-hitting topics. We talk about riveting themes, and we also get a little bit messy. So if you like to put your feet up on the couch and kick back a little bit and hear everyone else's messy business, guess what? We will deliver it. Signed, sealed, and delivered. So tell your friends, tell your family. The hard-hitting questions are here at the Lauren Hour Podcast with Laura D. And guess what? We have something also called the 330 Hood Tales. So if you want to hear about some hood tales, be sure to tune in with your girl Laura Dannon. And guess what? Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It only takes a few seconds. Share us with your friends, share us with your family, and let everyone know that this podcast is hot. It is smoking. Get ready. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome to the Lauren Hour Podcast with your girl Laura Dannon and my co-host Miss Jazz. Hey girl, hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm peachy. Actually, I'm not. I'm really ready to take this kid out in the back, but you know, people go to jail for stuff like that. So.
Girl, I hear you.
I'm over it.
Listen, I don't know if you could, I'll go give it back to him. I don't know if you could hear that baby in the background just screaming like he ain't got no God-given sense. Girl, today is the day of children just acting the hell up. But anyways, let me get back on topic. Let me introduce two people that I really enjoy. Let me introduce my boy Black V. Black V, what's up?
What's up? Thank you for having me once again. I'm out here in DC this weekend, but I'm happy to. I when you sent me the invite, I didn't care where I was. I was coming on this show, so thank you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Then we got my homeboy, Reese. Reese, unmute your microphone, honey.
It's Reezy. They let some real niggas in the door. B-double-R. Let's get it.
Stupid. Boy, oh boy. So guys, I want to get really right into this topic today because I got a few topics today because it's just been some foolishness going on all over the internet. So y'all know our topic today is, can women ever truly be satisfied? And I really wanted to hit on this topic because I just see that men are always on Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media site you see. They're always on there talking about how they can't please their women, or women are so hard to please, and no matter what they do, their women are never happy. They're never satisfied. And then on the other hand, you hear the ladies talking about what they want from a man, and then ladies telling men they're not men and all of this stuff. So I just wanted to really kind of dig into it and just figure out, are we the problem? Are women the problem? Can we ever truly be satisfied?
No.
I want to start.
No.
Okay. So Reese, since you answer first, tell me why you think women can never truly be satisfied.
Because God made y'all that way.
Okay. You're going to have to get a little bit more in depth because I can't just accept that answer. Because, God made people all type of ways. But give me more to that. Why you think women can never be satisfied?
I feel like there's no satisfying in a woman ever. You can give her flowers, money, whatever. She's still going to be pissed off about something. It's like y'all got a pissed off button like every day. Y'all just wake up, I'm going to be pissed off today. That's how y'all is. Y'all cannot be satisfied. I'm sorry. I can't.
Okay.
Love y'all. Love y'all to death. Y'all can't get satisfied.
Okay, that's all right. That's your take. Black dude, I need you to give me a more in-depth opinion of why you think women can never truly be satisfied. First of all, do you agree with the fact that, not the fact, but the opinions of certain men that women can never be satisfied?
I disagree. And nothing against the brother right there. My disagreement comes from the standpoint of, in a general sense, speaking across the board, none of us ever, I don't think human beings can ever be satisfied. We're always searching for more, searching for deeper meaning, searching for a deeper feeling. So he's right in the sense of, I feel like he's right, and a lot of other people that will feel that way are right. But I think in the bigger picture, it goes deeper than just the fact of men versus women, or men against men ideas of accepting or being satisfied in women's. I think it's just human nature. In society today, more than probably ever, perpetuates pushing that narrative that you're never really satisfied. If you have a good man and he does everything else, but he's not making six figures, society today tells you that that's not a good man. If you have a woman who does things for you, but because men, a woman that bends over backwards and does everything for you, and she can listen to you, do everything you want, we as men sometimes tend to feel different about that because we grew up, in most cases, not all, in general cases, of dealing with strong women. So when we come across a woman that can be more submissive, to us, it's foreign territory. Also, because we're used to dealing with our mothers, we're used to dealing with our grandmothers, and it's so many different things. But I think, to make this long story short, in general, no. I think that I want to say I agree with him, but in a bigger standpoint, that it's just human. It's just a human thing more than a male versus female thing.
I agree with that. So you know what, Black B, you be getting deep. So let me go here. Maybe a lot of men say women can't truly be satisfied because maybe those men have low standards and they're not hitting the standard of that woman. And so they're saying to her, you will never be satisfied by what I do or what I give you. And let me say this, maybe he's not pushing to his full capability. And she's just like, because this can be, because, women, we tend to push our men to do better. So maybe this woman is telling her man, listen, you started off in college as an engineer and now you're stuck at McDonald's. I just want you to aim higher and push harder. And if this is the current thing that she's pushing for, and maybe he got bumped up to management at McDonald's, and maybe he's telling her like, okay, well, guess what? I'm not just a crew member anymore. I'm a manager, but you're still not satisfied with that. But she knows that instead of being the manager, he can actually own the restaurant. What you think about that? Anyone want to that?
Can I speak? I don't want to cut anybody else off. I'm sorry. I can speak. I disagree. I think how about this? I don't totally disagree with you, but I think breaking it down into these genres of reasons to be unhappy compared to the fact of the bigger picture is that from what we know from our parents, our parents and our growing up and our parents, it was never about like, yo, your daddy need to be six figures. Your daddy need to be whatever case. So your mama need to be this. It was more about like, does she take care of the kids? Does he go to work? Does he provide? Is he there for his kids? Does he go to their sporting events? Does he support? And it wasn't about the sports. Nah, hell no. Hell, you think you're not about to you, it's not about the income he brings in. It's about the things y'all do with the income y'all have, how responsible he is with it, and the time. And does he help you run a house? And does he play a pivotal role in your household? So society makes us keep focusing on the income. Everything is transactional, right? But society has taught us to look at the transactional things in the sense of dollars and cents compared to the fact of giving and taking and providing.
So you're saying basically, let's remove income, right?
Yeah.
Let's remove the ideology that income should be the number one factor of why you should date or why people should find happiness in their mate. And let's see if someone. This should be a study. We should do a study where we remove a man's income and let that woman generally just date him and see how things go. And their chemistry might be great. And he might be able to satisfy this woman in so many different ways. And let's see how that goes near, because I think you're right. When you bring income into it, women start to pick at the little things that normally they may ignore. You know what I'm saying? Because a man who's making six figures, that woman ain't complaining too much because she's spending all her time at the mall.
But it's not that, because a lot of women, anybody here could jump in. It's not to, she may sit there and be satisfied by the fact that she can go shopping when she wants, but those are temporary moments of happiness. It's the fact that what society doesn't tell you is a lot of these quote unquote high value men spend a large portion of their time grinding, working their ass off, traveling, or running multiple businesses or whatever the hell it is, or on the road. You got men who drive trucks who hustle their ass off and make six figures, but they stay gone. They can spoil a woman with gifts, but they can't give her the time, because these men are out there on the grind, getting to the money, getting to the bag. And then these women, you know what these same women that want these high value men do?
What?
You know who they end up cheating with?
What?
Is the niggas who work the regular 9 to, excuse my language, I'm sorry. These men who work the regular 9 to 5s, whose schedule is predictable, who can give her that time because they are buying her clothes, for her nice home.
Right.
So we miss the whole picture. We only see the glamorous because she got this in persons.
Okay. And you know what? That's interesting that you said that, though. So let me ask another question. The question I really, really want to ask is, who made up this myth? Because I'm gonna say it's a myth that women are never truly satisfied. Who started this myth, and why did they start this myth?
Early
Oh, go ahead.
Early 1900s.
Early
1900s.
You don't think it's a myth, Jazz?
Corporate America.
Because
when God first created the earth, when he made Eve, that's when it all started.
Because the rules that apply that most of us are used to today, they really never existed before like the early 1900s, and we're playing by rules that were created. I hate to say it. Now, I don't want to say hate. I want to use those words, but it was created by a lot of women who pushed in that era, and many of them had a disdain because the husbands before then, it was almost like ownership. And as some of those women were getting older, a lot of those men was messing around with younger girls, like as far as like, younger, like 20s, 18, 30,
17, 16, 15.
And it was pissing a lot of them women off and you really could never do nothing about it because, that's just the way society, even in our society, went that way. They don't tell you that these men took on other women. And then at some point in the 1900s, some of these older women, they just started coming together. And next thing you know, it just started just changing, this snowball effect. But before the 1900s, what we see today and what we understand as independent and all of that, which I ain't got no problem with, but I think sometimes it goes overboard,
It does.
because humans need humans, and when somebody say I don't need a man or I don't need a woman, they're full of shit.
But I don't think it goes
They're full of
overboard.
shit. They're full of shit.
I don't think it goes overboard. I mean, it's like, women are just so, like how you said, so independent and all that. But when it's like I can't say you're supposed to depend on a man, but it's like if you're like with someone they're supposed to be the man of the house, the breadwinner, so on and so forth. And if you're not doing that, then I'm gonna have to step up and be a little bit masculine or whatever the case may be. So, but that's how I look at that.
I mean, I agree with you too on that, Jazz. But let me throw this in the mix real quick. I think that women got labeled as never truly satisfied because more women started, like you said, from back in the day where men started dating younger. I think women started to see their worth. I think back in the day, women were stuck and we had to depend on our men to do everything for us. So we settled for a lot of things. But once women start realizing that they could do for themselves and they can help provide, I think that's when they started demanding more. And I think that's where the women are never satisfied myth fell into place, because I really think it's a myth. Anyone disagree?
I disagree.
I don't think it's a myth, because with me personally, I can say I'm never truly satisfied. Like, especially like man wise, I might be like, oh yeah, I want you to be the breadwinner today, and tomorrow I'll be like, no, I want you to do something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm never truly satisfied. I don't understand how any of the men that I've dated me, because I just don't fucking get it. But yeah,
I disagree in the standpoint of I'm gonna agree to a point with Mr. Wade. Where I'm a disagree is in the standpoint of our biggest thing is that once women became a target marketing audience, our biggest issue in today's modern society is everything is for fucking sale. And so once women became a target marketing audience, in whether it's in education, whether it's in products, whether it's in beauty, whether it's in even cars, everything else, society started pushing towards a narrative that women can be independent. Women don't need men. And this crazy sound.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I want to say something against that. But you have to think though, before women could become a marketed target marketed audience, they first had to have something to provide, right? You have to think about this. When they started targeting women were only housewives. They only cook, they only clean. They were
telling you, they sold you the idea of what you need to clean your house better, what you need to cook in your house better. And then what happened was we went to I believe it was around World War II, and we were forced to push women out into the workforce because we needed them, because so many of our men were taken away to go and fight in the war.
That's true, but that's when women started to realize their worth. Your worth doesn't always have to be about beauty and this, and your worth can be what you can add to any situation.
Right. So it started with the beauty in the home products, and then once women became a natural part of the workforce, then they started pushing up the other narratives or the other ideas, the other things to sell you. It's always about profit. Everything here is about everything that we're discussing in some shape, form, or fashion. We tie it back to capitalism. It's for capitalist reasons as to why they allow women to have more of the power, why they allow even us as blacks to, at some point in time, to be free. Everything revolves around the dollar, because it's about how can we get more wealth out of them? How can we turn around and say, hey, we need women to do more of this? How can we say, hey, we need black people to do more of this? We need Asian people to do more of this. The picture is always bigger than us getting so caught up in the minute things of it, that it's from a bigger standpoint. So it's by design. And so everybody always says that they want what their grandmother had. Your grandmother needed your grandfather in order to survive back in her days, because she lacked a lot of rights. She lacked a lot of things. There wasn't the security we have today. So because now a woman feels that she can go out and survive in the world, and if something goes wrong, she can call the police and they will be there. Your grandmothers and them didn't always have that, especially in the black community. Bro, calling the police might have been worse than dealing with the people who was attacking you and assailing you. So women feel more secure in the world today. Women feel more protected. Women feel like they have more access to things, so they're allowed. They realize that once women started doing that and going to school and everything else, they started marketing and picking and targeting women to push them further to education. It's not just black women that are in schools and colleges more than black men. It's white women that are in schools and colleges more than even white men today going on, because it's a target audience. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And all women, even white women, are considered minorities. And like, I know I speak of the law all the time, and it's just it's engrafted now since being in law school. Many of these things we see today, they never existed prior to the 1900s. And I hear what you're saying about the worth, but most of it was pushed on, as he said, as a target market and through marketing, and especially during those wars, because when those wars happened, many of the women had to go into the factories, which they never did at that point in time. You also got back in the day, and I don't agree with that, but they used to have laws where if the woman acted up, he was able to put her over her knee and bank her with a belt and whoop her ass. And none of this stuff even came into play. The way that women think today, all this just started happening maybe over 100 years or so ago. Prior to that, it was never thought of that way. It had never been this way in the history of anything in this world. Never. You will. But here's the thing, though. To me, it has to be a balance.
It does.
You want to have a balance where it's like, okay, be your independent self, but also respect your man. Okay, hey man, be a man, but respect your woman. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about who makes the most money. It's about how do we work this together to come out with the vision that we were created here for, that we can leave a legacy for our kids. Because when we get here at a certain point in time, it ain't about me and you. It's about them kids and the future that we will leave them. And when the balance isn't there, that's where it gets thrown off in the arguments. And then also on both sides, we assume too much. We assume what you doing. We try to control. God,
you mean we? Be specific? Who do you mean by we? Is it just people in general, or
in general, like husbands and wives, boyfriends and girlfriends? When we get them, we forget that your partner is another individualistic person.
I agree.
You can't go and just be like, trying to tell somebody you're gonna do this and you're gonna do. We were never created for that. Everybody has their own individualistic. You can't just go around on either side. You can't go around on either side trying to just be like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't do this, and if you don't give me this, and if you don't do, that's not what it's about. You will never be happy. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. You need to understand, some men, people have vision, okay? Some people are moving. Some men can't even reach their full potential because she's just sitting there too busy. Who is that? What is that? Who is this? Where are you going? You better be back at 10. You better do this. Oh, you ain't what? Nah, it's got to be something. Something inside is telling me. But people don't understand this too. Where the mind go, energy, and I totally believe in this. If you think on something with passion too much, you can bring that into existence. And if you are constantly thinking bad about your partner and what your partner is doing, where your partner is going, you can create that and bring that into reality, and people don't understand that.
The energy you put out is bound to come back to you.
That's true.
And that's the balance.
But fellas, since it's all fellas now, why is this a term that's used for only women, that women are never satisfied? We can say that men are never satisfied neither, because men will find a good mate, a mate that is suitable, a mate that takes care of him, a mate that anything that he has on his checklist, she usually checks almost every box. Maybe one box is not checked. And that man will go out there and search for from heaven to hell. And I mean from heaven to hell, because he had heaven with her, and he'll go straight to hell searching for someone else and mess up everything. So you can say in the same sense that men are never satisfied when they already have something that works perfectly great for them.
Go ahead, let the brother go. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna take Cuddy to church real quick.
Take me to church.
See, us men is easy to satisfy. See, you make us a sandwich. If you get us a sandwich, give us some good head, we're satisfied. But y'all, it's totally different. We got to give you a band for your nails, so damn well your nails is like $25.
What?
Amen.
I can't stand you. I can't stand you.
You wild. You wild for that.
It's good. That's it. The sandwich is good. That's it.
Hey,
Jay Black.
I want to hear what my brother. Can I hear X to say? I want to hear what the brother at the bottom that came in late. What he has to say. What he has to say to your question. Because that man been sitting there, and I could tell his wheels be turning.
This was originally his topic on his podcast, and I said, I think we always.
That's why I'm listening to all y'all. That's why I'm really listening to all y'all.
Since y'all drinking.
What she was saying, like the topic of the discussion y'all talk about tonight. That's what I brought up Monday that just passed on my platform, and I bring it to them. Another guest on my show, I bring it to them because they females. So now she's doing the reverse, bringing it to us. Now my answer on that is the reason I bring that up is because honestly speaking, I've been in situations where I bring it 100% and it still wasn't enough. I've seen it. I've seen others bring 100%, still wasn't enough. I done seen even myself go above beyond to try to make, a person happy, and they just wasn't happy. And it's like after a while, it's like, yo, you ask yourself, like, what the fuck? You ask yourself, you start questioning yourself, well, what am I doing wrong? But then it's funny, the algorithm, I started learning this word later on because social media thing. The algorithm of the world is showing me I'm not the only man in this world that's going through this. I could be on IG and see somebody a reel about why women ain't happy. I could be on TikTok seeing why women ain't happy. It's just so much, and it's like a real topic discussion that nobody discuss. You know why? Nobody has an answer for it. Like Allure, and I've seen other females try to answer this question, but deep down inside, y'all can't.
I can answer that question though. I can answer it.
You can answer for you.
I can answer it for me, but I could also answer it a little bit for other women. And I think one reason why some women are not, and I'm not going to say all women, I'm going to say the reason why some women are never truly satisfied is because they'll have a beautiful plate of food in front of them and they'll spend so much time concentrating on their neighbor's plate whose food may taste nasty as shit. But here it is, they got this beautiful plate that's in front of them, and social media keeps telling them that their plate of food is an illusion and it doesn't taste good. And so they're so focused on the next person's plate that they're losing focus on the person that they got, the plate that they got. And so every time they take a bite, they're just tasting just what social media has pumped them full of. It's just plain. It's just bland. It has no seasoning. And it's because they done psyched themselves into this thing that they need more when they already have all the nourishment that they need right in front of them. And that's the problem with some of these women is social media brainwashes them into thinking that they don't have it made, and they're steady watching a bitch plate whose plate is full of non-seasoned food, boiled water, potatoes, and itchy-bine coleslaw, bitch. Okay.
Being greedy, I totally got that whole reference.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying being that I'm a food person.
Yeah.
I understand that entire reference you just said. But the funny thing about it, I'm not just gonna blame women on that aspect either.
No,
men do the same thing.
It's a society thing, and me and soon to be attorney at law, brother Wade, he spoke on it earlier, but again, these are the norms that are pushed on to us by society. These are the norms that are part. So, and I like the key words you use there, brother. The algorithm that's being pushed out, the things that are being trained to us. Here's what I was saying that separates, and I could be wrong, my personal opinion, that separates men from women in this, where it's not about a man not being satisfied. We can be satisfied with our wife. We can be satisfied and know that she's beautiful, know that she takes care of our kids and everything else. And because we are attracted to another woman or even lust for another woman, doesn't mean that we're not happy with what we have. We just are conquerors by nature. Listen, we win a championship, we're not satisfied. We want another one. If we won it with a running game one season, we become competitive within ourselves and challenge ourselves to win it by a passing game the next season. It is just within our nature. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not even going to sit there and go as far to say it's wrong. All I'm going to sit there and say is that this has been the man's human nature since time. People seem to think that men, how about this? In the history of humankind, Men have been allowed to have multiple wives
Yes.
more in the history of time than they have been, because of religious purposes and the leading religion nowadays, pushed to having a singular wife. They have been allowed the access and not frowned upon or anything else to have multiple wives more on this earth in a longer span of time than they have been pushed to having just a singular in the history.
You know what's crazy? That's mostly out here though.
Yeah.
Other countries still practice that multiple.
They still
wife law.
practice it.
And that's pushed on Americans because we're mentally unstable. Most Americans.
Christianity is the leading the foundational religion of our country, of this country. The sad part about it is, if you go by the Old Testament, which a lot of these other religions who are still Christian faith based that still go by the Old Testament, you were, even in the Old Testament, you were allowed multiple wives.
Can I say this too?
Go ahead.
Even in this country, I feel like those of the establishment practice a totally different Christianity from what's in the Bible.
Yes.
If you really read it.
Mm-hmm.
Number one,
Yes.
again, they changed the words. Number two, our founding fathers were some of the most fucked up people ever, and they practiced deism.
Fucked up.
They practiced deism. They didn't practice what we know as Christianity. And you got Benjamin Franklin. These dudes used to have orgies, all kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, they sleeping with the slaves. And then when you get into understanding, I tell people when they get into that, I say, well, check this out. I said, in Christianity, your foundation is about the 12 tribes of Israel. It's all about Israel, who they were. I said, how were those 12 tribes born? Number one, you had one man who wanted one sister. The father tricked him, gave him the young daughter that he really didn't want. He had kids by her. The oldest one he really wanted, he had to work 7 more years for her to get her. Now, when they both couldn't get pregnant, they gave him to their handmaid, who was their half sister by the daddy.
Dang.
So you got 4 sisters.
Wow.
One man.
12 children by their cousin. But do people
That don't
pick
sound
that
right.
up? They don't read it. It's in there. They don't pick it up because he went. Remember, he had to leave. He had to leave because his brother wanted to kill him because he stole his birthright. So because the mama helped trick him, and then she sent him to her brother, which is Laban. He went out there to work as an indentured slave, said, give me 7 years, and then I'll give you your wealth to move on. And he said, I'll give you my daughter to marry. But he tricked him and gave him the oldest, because he said it's not without our custom that the oldest don't get married first.
Right.
So that was one sister. Then he got the other sister, and then he had children by the other 2 sisters. So you got a nation that we thrive off, which is Israel, or we call the Hebrews or whatever, that was born from a family. And this is what our whole thing is based off. Now, when you go back to it and you really start digging into that, you know that them folks is black folks. They ain't white, they black folks. So you got a whole situation here going on. Now, I'm not for all that, but I'm saying, do we read this stuff and do we really understanding what we are practicing in our church today? And my conclusion to that is no. And
No. Agree.
No. Because most of us
from that point, then maybe people would have a better, like, you know, a balance, and they stop acting like they don't drink, that they don't do stuff. And it's nothing wrong if you do it in moderation. But see, they put themselves up so high on a pedestal with everybody else, knock you down, you're sinning, you're doing this, and they're doing stuff in the background. But then when they get hit, it's like, I need y'all to forgive me. I need you, you know.
My friend Shaka always says it's always fun until the rabbit has the gun.
Yeah, you got to talk to people. If you're gonna preach it right, and talk to people that it better understands and help them understand that, look, we all got issues, we all got problems.
Right. And that's the thing, though. That's the thing, Wade. It's not Mr. Wade, sorry. It's not being taught that way. It's always, I don't know why we live in a society that we want to demonize one side of things all the time without just saying, hey, we both got issues. We're always, but I see that in So with that being said, you're willing to share your woman.
I said, no, I said I'm not for it, but I'm just saying we don't read it the way that it's read there. But we cannot dispel these things. That's a choice. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own choice. But we are not supposed to. You can't go around because you fell in love with a man and he hit your shit so good and you wet now and all this other stuff. And now you can't go around like acting like you this dictator and trying to, because you will lose them. You'll lose them. Men got to be men, women got to be women. I'm sorry. And it ain't about no do as I say and don't. It's about a balance.
I agree. It's definitely about a balance. But
sharing this thing together. And if we ever get the anger and the jealousy out of our system, we can have beautiful relationships.
Frank, I get what you're saying about the balance, but this is the reality of things. There's never a balance when it comes to women. Women, we're always told that we're difficult. And this is white, black, Puerto Rican, every whatever nationality you are and you're a woman, this is put on you. When a woman says, a woman doesn't have the option to walk away from her seed, right? A man does, though. A woman can send her child to go live with his father, and a woman is labeled as a bad mother. She's not a full woman. She can't be a woman if she can't raise her seed. But this is my thing, though. How do we achieve balance and we get rid of stereotypes of women are not satisfied? When I believe someone on here said that in general, people are never satisfied because we're always craving to be better. We're always craving to have more, to want more. Why does society always label women as difficult, never satisfied, not happy? And how do we get rid of that stigma?
We got to stop thinking the way that what this country has put on us. This country has changed the game from the norms of society and made it in its own image. It's crazy. Think about it. People to me seem like they was more happier before the 19th century, before all this other stuff started. There wasn't all this bickering and fighting amongst each other the way that it is now.
That's because it seemed like back then everyone knew their place, though. And this is my thing. We live in a society now where everyone's told you don't have a specific role. We're doing away with gender roles. But shouldn't we still have gender roles and maybe everyone would maybe be satisfied?
No. All right, wait. Can I jump in here? Here's the biggest thing to answer all your end all be alls for this thing. Women need to stop expecting, just like men learn it at an early age. Life's not fucking fair. Women need to accept that the world, that life, it has never been fair. It will never be fair. There's always the haves and the have-nots. There are always those that can get away with what they want and those that cannot, because there's always the influence of mankind, of human nature. That's just the way it is, the way it will always be. Somewhere along the line, society has tricked women and even tricked men that it's supposed to be fair. So we keep searching for this fantasy island and killing ourselves, stressing ourselves, fighting amongst ourselves, looking for this unbelievable, unrealistic thing called fairness. It's never going to be fair.
This is my thing. This is my thing. I'm not looking for fairness, but what I am looking for, if you know things are not fair, don't come to me talking about what I should be and you can't even match the same energy. Don't sit here and tell me what this woman should be and what she's not because of this and this and that, and then you're still a part of the problem. Like if you're sitting here saying that there's never going to be any balance, but we talk about we need balance, but then we saying accept that there will never be fairness, then we should never have balance.
No, that's two whole different things. Listen, balance is what you and whoever you decide to work through all your ups and downs and your transgressions because you feel they're worth the fight, they're worth the struggle, they're worth the grind, and the reward of building something with that person, they are worth it. You find balance what works for you personally, individually, and that balance you may discover in your household may not work for the person next to you. We need to stop chasing this fantasy idea of what's good for the goose is good for the gander. No, what works well for you, Alora, you have an amazing household, and you and your husband struggle fought, grind, crawled, came to understanding, and had to come to an understanding again to get to the peace that y'all have in your household. And the way you did it is not the similar. It's not the similar puzzle piece that's going to fit into somebody else's thing of what they want. Men and women need to stop expecting cookie cutter fucking pieces to fit and understand. That's why self-love, self-understanding is extremely important. When you're honest with who you are and what you are about and what you are not about, what you will not stand for, and your spouse is the same way, and y'all both can come to an agreement and be like, yo, we're honest with each other because I'm honest with myself first and foremost, it tends to work better. Hence why you tend to have people who can have open relationships in their marriage and everything else, but still seem like a unified front, and it doesn't work for everybody. But they found it to work for them. Just like you have two people who might be jealous and know that, yo, I need that faithfulness because I can't operate. I cannot accept that. I need you to be this because I need that for me to work. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you need to be honest and love yourself. You can't, you're disservice to anybody in this world you're trying to be in a relationship with if you do not love yourself and if you're not honest with yourself. Self-love, self-understanding is the biggest missing piece in today's society, male or female.
Correct. I give you that. I give you that. I give you that.
Correct.
Correct. You know what? I chose this panel for a reason. I really did. Because I knew that out of the men that I had here, Jay Black and Black V and Mr. Wade was going to definitely bring it and give me a perspective that I could I'm sorry, Reese. I apologize.
Reese, wow, that's my boy.
I'm just a rapper guy. I'm the guy that raps on her panel. That's who I am. So I'm just gonna be the guy that rap. Carry on with my conversation.
I'm sorry, boo. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's my little Cuddy right there, y'all. But no, I really, really did want to talk about this because, like I said, Jay Black had brought it on his podcast, and I was like, you know what? We was into it 2 hours, and we could have kept going, but I was like, you know, we need a continuation because this is a topic that is so crazy. Because I always hear men talk about how women can never be satisfied, and for me, I felt like it was a myth, but I kind of felt like we could never be truly happy all the time because, like I told him, you know, nature designed us in a way where once a month we bleed for 7 days. So I'm gonna be a bitch. You know, I'm gonna be a bitch for 7 days.
It's more so some people talk because it's what they're hearing. Some men talk off experience, like myself. When I said that, I spoke of experience. And I start seeing others, like I said before. Some people just talking because it's a subject to talk about.
Right.
Maybe they know somebody that's going through it, you know, and they're guilty by association. Because if you got a friend that's going through it, of course, you're going to be your friend's open ear. Like, yo, listen, X, Y, Z.
Right.
You only tell somebody what to do, but for so long. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like a balance. You know what I'm saying? Just like women. I'm quite sure women have conversations like, yo, what's their favorite line when it comes to men ain't shit?
Niggas ain't shit.
But guess what?
I'm about to do
65% of dudes, it's not like that. You got like 40% of dudes that ain't shit. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't agree. Right. I feel like, but I don't agree with that because I don't know. I ain't never really ran into that.
No, I think he's right. He's 100% right. And I'm gonna say why he's 100% right, because every man has the potential to be an asshole, just like every man has the potential to be like a very strong, passionate, loving, faithful, whatever case man. Everybody has the potential.
Wait. Say that all over again. How you said that?
Every man has the potential to be a player, just like every man has the potential to be faithful. And sometimes there are men who are still, for whatever reasons, they're still their mind state, whatever, are still trying to search to find that one. There could be a dude who could be the player of players, pimp of pimps. All his homeboys know, like, yo, it's gonna take that one, and then she gonna sit there and it's gonna click for him. And eventually, sometimes it happens. Most times it happens. Sometimes it doesn't. You stay a player for life. Just like we know that one friend we got that's all whatever case conceited and she using brothers and everything else, and that one man come along that bow, that's it. Like I went through it with my fiance. Like she was like, yo, like for her, and she gets pissed off at me because her and her ex-husband were high school sweethearts and everything else. And when he finally got married again, and I was like, yo, like he just finally found the one that made him settle down to be faithful. It's no knock on you. It's just that she happened to be the one that had whatever the hell it was that she had, and they clicked or whatever the way they clicked, that did it for him, that fulfilled him in the way he needed to be fulfilled, or made him feel like I can give this up. Again, right. It's about being honest with yourself, knowing what you are and what you want, and understanding that, and then appreciating it when you have it. And every man's journey, just like every woman's journey, is not the same.
Right. And to top that off, I think that people have to understand sometimes that people come into our life for a season. Sometimes you have to understand that sometimes a person just may be a branch in your life. They may not be the root. So, you know, what happened with branches on trees? They come and they go. They fall off as the tree age. But the root, it stands firm. You know, the root keep on stretching, getting deeper into the ground. And sometimes when you come across someone, they're there for that season to help you through your lessons, to help through your life. But when seasons change, it's time for them to move on. Mm-hmm. But when it's your root, that person's going to consistently be there. And people have to understand that you have to take life for what it is. It's just life. Sometimes people come, sometimes people go, and always, often to none, each person that touches your life is a person that helps you elevate or helps you grow, or there's a lesson to be learned. Not everyone is going to bring you satisfaction. Not everyone is going to be your forever person. Sure, y'all were great for that season, but once your season was up, it was time for you to move on to find your root. And people don't understand that. People think that sometimes because something fades away or somebody goes, that it means they were less of a person. They were less than. No, baby, you were not less than. You were not less than a person. It just means that your season was up and it was time for your elevation, you know, and I think we all need to learn that.
I just seen Naomi in the comment section. She said it's only a handful of grown men.
Yeah, I want to address that too. I saw that.
Yeah, I'm going to address it just real quick. You know what I'm saying?
When you put it back up, what she said.
You said put it back up. What she said?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my thing is this: you can never say it's only a handful of grown men or grown women, because at the end of the day, we haven't dealt with them all. Yes, we might came across some messed up people. It happens. Shit, once upon a time, we fight some fucked up people. Let's be honest.
Surviving the war.
You know I'm saying, like, it is. Hey, it's funny. Like it is what it is. Like some people,
a lot of regrets.
You might come across someone that's gonna change your mind. It's gonna happen like that. Trust me, my last relationship. And I was saying, yes. She had a mind frame where niggas ain't shit. I ain't
gonna lie. Everything I mess with is the regret.
No.
Maybe you was the problem.
It wasn't me. It's not me. It was them.
It was a regret.
It's not me.
It's that toxic behavior.
No, I did it. I did it.
It was like a handful that wasn't regrets, but like how everybody says, a handful of good. Like you said, a handful of good men. It's like a good mustard seed of good women out here.
That's like
a mustard seed, bruh.
That's like a dude saying all women is hoes. You don't know.
Thank you. I didn't want to say that. You said it for me. But yeah.
That's like but I'm saying that's like a dude saying all women is hoes. That's like, so we can't say all women is hoes, just like I say all men.
Okay, guys. So we have 48 minutes. Frank wanted to address Naomi. Frank, go ahead.
Yeah, got that.
Yeah, okay. I saw it too, and I feel what she's saying, but you got to understand it in terms of numbers. There's 7 billion people, almost 8 billion people on the planet, and to make that statement, it's just not mathematically true. Two, you got to look at the fact as well is that in today's time, there are more women cheating than men that are cheating. Then you got to understand that it's 10-1 out here. You know what I mean? So it's like, men got a 10-1 when it comes to women because there's so many women on the damn planet. And then we got to look at what are we attracting? What are we do we keep attracting the same thing? What about that good man that got a vision and want to go somewhere and don't want to be? Because I used to be there, and people don't realize I'm from the OH10 too. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with some things, both sides of the boat, gang life, went to college, but yet still was in the drug gang. Got hit, did a bit. You know what I'm saying? And they loved me when I was doing all that stuff. You couldn't stop the money, the cars, the rims, all that shit. I could talk crazy to them. Shut up, bitch. This and that, that and this. And I hear people say, you can't talk to me that way. I done seen women who are professionals with degrees get a bad boy like that, and all they gotta do beat shit. And I mean, when I say beat the shit out of pussy and all that other shit, act wild with them, and they fall in love. But then here was this good guy who really was hey, I really like you. I really want to see, why do you let him treat you that way? I got a vision. I got a plan for life. I want to, he corny. He weird. Right. He's stupid. But he on his way going somewhere. Right. And you got to look at, what are you attracting? What are we attracting? You don't keep a man just because you feel like, I'm sleeping with him. I cook for him. I take care of his kids.
Right. Right.
I don't care what you say. That ain't never kept a man since the beginning of history. What keeps a man is stroking his damn ego. And when I mean stroking his ego, is this. Look, baby, I understand you fucked up. But you know what? We can make this happen. And no matter how much you keep going out there, the more you come like that at him, and the more you give it, you become his piece. That man, even if he out there doing stupid shit, eventually in his mind, he gonna be on some shit like, what the fuck am I doing? I got a good one right here. I got a nice one. It goes the same way. It ain't just on you women. It go the same way for the men. And it go back to that balance. Like, I'm gonna leave you with this. And I told my kids about this. I said, you know what I learned when I learned about? I said, I remember catching twice in my life, two of the baddest in Kansas City that everybody wanted, because I was in the drug gang so deep and bad. They, it's just, and people didn't understand how, and this and that and that. And they could look so beautiful on the outside, but on the inside, they was fucked up. But that's what I kept attracting. And I remember in my house, I could tell you, what I was part of back then. And you know what was big during those years of 2000 from Detroit, in Atlanta, and what I was a part of, and I'm gonna leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? I was a part of that shit. Okay. And here's my thing. And I'm like this. I got one of the baddies that I caught. But then when I brought her into my house, I'm losing my cars. I'm losing everything.
Sanity.
Bad one. But she funky on the inside. I'm looking, and I had to sit down and think to myself, me and my son going over our business and the plan. She used to get mad because I'm spending long hours working on my business plan, working on trying to get out of the game to do it right. But I was flipping them birds and doing all that other stuff. She was loving that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then one day, that's what caught me. Me and my oldest son was downstairs, and we was working on our business plan with my entertainment company, right? She was upstairs in my room. I started letting her stay and had her son. Her little son came downstairs and said, Mommy said, get your ass off that computer and stop working. It don't take you this long to do all of that. Something clicked in me that day and said, this is the reason I'm losing so much shit. I got bad energy up in this motherfucker. That don't understand what the fuck going on. I rolled upstairs immediately. I said, get your shit and get the fuck out my house. She was like, where you? I said, get your shit and get the fuck out my house. How am I gonna get? I call my niggas. I said, here's my phone, call them. Here's my phone, call them.
Because she can't use my phone to call Tyrone. Fuck that. Hell no.
And you can't use my phone to call
forward. I couldn't move forward because it was me. It was the choices I was making. And then I'm blaming it on society. I'm blaming every woman for the shit I'm going. If that's what you kept going after, bro, you kept going after all the big cities, all the ones on the beaches, and them is some of the most fucked up ones it is.
Because they sell, most of them are self-worth. They got a
person in your corner that says, keep moving, keep striving, keep getting there. I know you fucked up. I know you messed up. But I'm not saying just be a stepping stone, but I'm saying, hey, I believe in your vision. I believe in what you're trying to do. Eventually, you're going to sear that man's mind to become what he needs to become. Because whether we want to believe it or not, that woman is the key to that man's success. And if she understands, that she got something in her that can spark him to greatness, trust me. Do we listen to the greats like Denzel Washington and them? How they talk about? He's been with the same person since he began. I'm not saying I don't know what he's doing now, you know, but I tell you what, she getting.
You know what home is.
She know what's up.
Mm-hmm.
And she inspired.
Yo, listen. My brother came through and preached. Okay, preached to my brother and my sisters. He just gave y'all free game. And my brother Jay Blacko, he brought the topic because he knew it was needed. He knew it was needed. I'm telling you, this is what we all need. We all need this wake-up call. And we all got to understand that not all of us are yoked. Okay, we're not all evenly yoked, and we're going to have to understand that. You're supposed to be evenly yoked, but sometimes you got to go through some stuff with somebody. Sometimes you got to go and get on that level, then y'all will be evenly yoked, because once y'all minds on the same agenda, on the same plan, and you can stand behind your man or your woman, and you can help be their muse, then y'all will get to the level of where y'all need to be. Don't be their burden. Don't be their headache. That's all he's saying. He couldn't get to where he needed to be because he had a headache in the back. He had a headache who couldn't see the vision. And if you can't see the vision, you got to go because you blocking my vision, bitch.
Exactly. And that's what I like about your page. I be watching and I said, you know, you be going wild like me. But like I said, you know, you don't see her husband coming on her page and you know, what is you talking? Why you say that? And because he understands where you're going with this. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can have fun in it. Because at the end of the day, you there with her. It's a business. You running a business. You see your, like you said, you see your value in what you're doing. You're trying to build your brand. You're building your podcast. You know how to attract and get the crowd. Yeah, we might say some crazy things on social media and this and that. And then people, you know, I listen to so many people so many times. How does she let you just be on there, man, and the women and because she understands. She understands it's a business. She understands where we going. She understands. And if you block that shit, you fucking up my fan base where I'm trying to go. Right. You don't need to make yourself known all the time. And people know who you are. Just because I watch her page, I might not have met him in person, but I know she got a husband. I know she got a, you know what I'm saying? And he don't go on her page trying to make, hey, oh, what's up over here? Who said that's my wife? He don't do that. I never seen that. And she be wilding on her page, wilding. Some of the things I be like, whoa, I thought I was bad, you know. But people have that balance,
right?
And you don't be like, what you doing? Now you fucking up the energy,
right?
Now you fucking up to where we going.
Right. But I also know my position as his wife.
Exactly.
I come to him before I post anything. I always let him read it. And I say, babe, I'm going to post this. What you think? He says, girl, you crazy, but go ahead. I know what you're doing. I know what the end goal is. And he supports me. And, you know, as many people who be in my inbox and be trying to do certain things, I never pay attention to them because what they don't understand. And this is so crazy. I get the dudes. I'm like, your husband look like he is square. He look like he lame. He look like he can't handle you. And I just back off because I'm like, don't none of y'all understand. I don't see nobody but him. You know what I'm saying? I know what the energy is. I know what I got. And Blacko, that's my big bro. He know because I be on the phone calling him like, bro, listen, he getting on my nerves today. And, you know, being my big bro, he talked me through my side. Like, hey, sis, you got to look at it from this perspective, you know? And I'm like, dang, you right. And, you know, in the relationships, you got to understand that sometimes we ain't always right. And you got to have people around you that's going to hold you accountable. And that's why I love my circle. My circle holds me accountable. And when they hold me accountable, I'm able to see that, hey, listen, I might need to get it together and I might need to go upstairs and apologize. And I think as women and men, we need to be able to hold ourselves accountable and put pride to the side. And that's how you rock out for 16 plus. It's about to be 17 years in July, you know, September, 17 years, 9 years in July of marriage. And people always ask me, how you guys been together so long? It's because you got to understand there's going to be good, there's going to be bad, there's going to be ups and downs, but you got to know how to be mature to handle those things. And I know for a fact the type of man I got, and I damn well ain't about to let nobody else get him, period. And he ain't about to let nobody else get me. Okay.
I'm gonna drink to that, Tito's.
Cheers. But guys, I want to because we are at an hour. I at least need 15 more minutes of y'all time, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. So I want to get into the messy boots session real quick, y'all.
Hey.
We're gonna go, and then Reese, I got you, boo. That's what I said. 15 more minutes. 15 more minutes. I'm sorry, boo. So, guys, listen, y'all. It's time for messy boots. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hey guys. So anyway, today's messy boots, y'all know I got to bring the heat. So I know everyone has seen on Facebook this mess with Danae Jackson, who is Derek Jackson's relationship guru's ex-wife. So I know you guys all seen this podcast that she did. And Miss Danae poured out some tea, honey. And let me tell you, I was totally shocked by some of the things that she said. I had to clutch the pearls. But anyways, let's get into it. So Danae said that in her relationship with Derek, her marriage, not relationship, but her marriage, that she was once in a position where she studied sex tapes that her husband has made with other women. The key thing that struck me is she said she knew other women's bodies that her husband had slept with more than her own body. Yo, listen, this sent me over the edge. And I said, you know what? How many other women out here going through some stuff like this? So I really wanted to bring this, and I really want to get the tea out here, and I want to see what my panel thinks about this. Panel, I'm going to bring you guys back. What y'all think about this? First of all, have all of you guys seen that podcast?
No, I didn't.
Well,
I heard about it.
No, this is new to me.
For real.
Who is she?
Danae Johnson, her husband was once the king of relationships. He was a king guru of relationships.
I know you talk about. I know the dude you're talking about.
Before he fell from grace, because his side pieces came to the internet and they said, well, if you gonna rap your wife, you gonna rap me, and spilled all the tea, baby. But anyways, Miss Danae said that she be passing his side chicks up in the hallway, like she be coming to get some and they be leaving, and said that her husband had her watching sex tapes that he created with his side pieces so that she could imitate it to please him. Fellas, do you think that she was going through a mental break, or do you think more women go through this and just don't speak on it? Please let me know what you guys think.
Yes and no.
Go ahead, yes and no.
I say yes and no because you have women out there that go through shit like that. Believe it or not, like it's not talked about.
Mm-hmm.
We have women like that be so broken that they be it's my fault. How can I make it better? But it's not their fault. Sometimes a man, it's not even a man. A person can have somebody mentally gone to the point that they control they thinking, they movements, and all that. So him probably doing him. He probably got her mind like, see, I'm doing me because you're not doing your part with me. Now watch this tape. Now sit down. If it really did happen like that, because she probably just talking out her ass. We never know.
Oh no, I believe her. Because some of the stuff these side pieces said before, and then
hello, I'll be very real with you. Social media, we just talked about this. It's an illusion.
True.
It's an illusion. I could like $1 million right now and get off this camera. I'm gonna probably eat a can of tuna with a spoon because I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? Right. We can say anything on here sound believable. We don't know.
True. But, and I'm about to say, look, I can look fat right now, but I bet you I'm thicker than a Snicker. Snick, thicker.
I don't want to see that.
You just wanted to do that. That's all right. We understand. You just wanted to do that.
I did, because I wanted to show y'all my weight loss.
Good progress, though. Good progress.
I'm gonna give it a band though. Like I feel like
great.
The girl that you talking about, I feel like it's some Christian rock type shit going on. Is that's her name wrong?
Krishan Rock.
Yeah, that one, Blueface chick. I feel like I think that she might be just talking just to get some clout. Who knows?
Nah, sure, that chick's nuts.
I'm gonna tell y'all that is entertainment because
All right, fellas,
y'all know they from.
Let me ask y'all a question. What's y'all take?
They're nuts too, though.
What's y'all take? 13 fans or a date with Krishan Rock? Which one?
You said say that again?
13 fans.
I know him personally because I know the parents because the parents went to high school with me. And matter of fact, Sterl I just talked to the other day. That's a stepfather. And a lot of that stuff it's all for the camera to make money.
I believe that.
And we talk about it all the time. I'm in the management bit because you know how the mother is getting into it with her too. You know, she's from Warren. They went to school in Warren. All right, they went to school in Warren, and Blueface, his mama from Warren, and so they got a deal on the table right now. That's between us, you know. And you know, he asked me about the management too, you know, with things if it pop off. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying that they don't go in, that shit don't be real when they be but they so caught into it now because it brings fans, it brings money. It's resurrected her career and his.
True. That's very true.
At?
Well, his mom is actually making back end money from both of them. She managed Krishan. I'm not gonna say officially manages her, but her deal, Krishan got on baddies because of Blueface's mom. So I do believe that some of it is true, but then I also believe a lot of it is for hype in the media because I'm a social media influencer. And as you guys get certain personas of me, but then like in real life, I'm this really quiet person. Like on camera, I'm loud, I'm crazy, I'm obnoxious. Right. But in real life, I'm quiet and I'm reserved and I'm to myself. So like you'll get one side of me online, then you'll get a total side of me in person. So I do believe that it is an act, you know?
Yeah. But like you said, back to what you were saying about we live in a society today, man, where it's just some of these girls, I listen to some of them that they believe that this is the thing to do, that I look online and I don't mind my man, you know, we bring other people into the relationship as long as I'm there, and it's acceptable, and that's what they think. They think that's the way to make him feel better, you know. I don't know, but what this girl doing, watching other tapes, I don't know. That's kind of some weird shit.
I think that is sickening on his end because at the same time, it is weird. And for me, hey, bro. Hey, Rail. Shout out to my homeboy, Rail. Shout out. I'm still waiting for my record deal, but he playing. That's cool. I'm still waiting for my record deal, but whatever. But yeah, I'm drunk. But I forgot what I was saying.
We could tell.
Yeah. I swear, like
listen. I told you I had to say.
Hey, I'm scared. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm scared of your questions now because you're drunk. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh hell no! He gonna say laughing my ass off. Ran out of contracts. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Man. It's cool, bro. I got you. So, but anyway, Derek Jackson situation. Yeah, I think this speaks to both of them. I think that they both were in a very unhealthy and toxic place. I don't blame just him. I believe that I've heard some of the things that she said on the internet, and she's prayed for people's downfall and the Holy Ghost to hurt some people. So I don't think that she's all the way mentally stable anyways. I think that both of them are short some marbles because for one, I believe that when they got together, because we know he was a square and there's nothing wrong with being a square, but I don't think that if he didn't have the platform that he had, none of these women would have paid no attention to him, because facts is they really didn't. And once he got that platform, I believe he got addicted to the life. Women that would never, ever approach him, he had options of bedding them, and he wanted to bed them, and then bedding someone who is not like your wife, and your wife is this. And you could tell, you know, I don't know, Danae looked like she got a little freak in her, but she looked like she got the freak with the feet. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, you know, because I'm just speculating. But anyways, I think that it speaks on both of their mental state, and I think that both of them were mentally unstable, because the one thing I could never do is bring anyone else into my marriage, because I love my husband to a point where I don't want to jeopardize losing him to anyone. You know, some people say, well, you know, bringing threesomes into your marriage is healthy, but for me, it's not, because you open Pandora's box, and that is something that you can never put back. You know, you're gonna get to a point where you're gonna get jealous, and then you're gonna be like, well, this person laying with him in the way I can't. And I believe there was more to it than that. I don't think she spilled the beans, but you don't watch no tapes like that, and you ain't been with. For me, there was other people in that bedroom, and I don't think that she wants to be totally open. So I think it's sickening on both of their behalves, because both of them run to the media and play victim, just like Blueface and Krishan. But bump all of that. I want to move on. So Reese, I'm going to give you your spotlight really fast, and I'm sorry, a little bit long. Go ahead and let everybody know a little bit about yourself and what you got coming up in your projects, and do your thing, boo.
Yo, what's happening? It's your boy Reezy, Big Red Records, BRR, Big Whoop. A couple days ago, my brother T Sly, my other brother Ruddy the Goodfella, just came out with an album called Blood Brothers. If it's okay, I played one of the songs, but they just dropped that. Basically, they made their album. Basically, we're trying to get. If you're from Youngstown, Cuddy, I know you're from here. We're trying to get all the sides back together, honestly. So the Blood Brothers is like North Side, South Side. I'm about to do an album, and I'm a South Side dude with an East Side dude. So, well, the East Side dude name is Magic. I can look him up too. That's our president / singer. Cuddy was talking so much. I forgot what the hell I was going to say.
So Reese is a music producer and a rapper. And so he really kind of wanted to get on here and share on my platform some projects that he had up and coming, which was the CD that his brother T Sly and I forgot the other gentleman's name was working on. And my homeboy Frank Wade also. Frank, go ahead and shout out your company, please.
Well, my company is cspotglobal.com. It's been in business for over 30 years. It was started in Ohio with some frat brothers that taught me the game. One of the DJ Low Key, he one of the biggest DJs out there in Ohio, all over Ohio and the country right now. So what we do, like I said, we do a lot of stuff, marketing, management. We got a film that we're going to be doing in Cleveland in July that we're bringing out, that we're going to start shooting. Not only that, we have distribution through Ingrooves Universal. Ingrooves is the leg for Universal to get through the door. We got a couple artist projects as well coming out. We like I said, what we do, we try to teach them that it ain't what the internet try to tell you is. You got to have a budget. I've been in this game for over 30 years, and people don't understand that you got to have a budget and you got to have a way to get an imprint to get through the door. And that imprint that we got and we worked hard at getting it is through Universal by way of Ingrooves. I got a couple Billboard charts from back in the day. All my artists that I have is also charted either iTunes or Billboard. We know the system. We know how it really works. And so, I tell the guys, hey, we could do it at a fraction of the cost of what they're going to charge you back. Even if you do get a deal, we could do it at a fraction of, and we're looking at, I'm always trying to help people back home too, man. Even though I'm out here in Vegas and I ain't been home for a while, I'm always trying to, teach and help how this game really works, because I've been in it. I know a lot of people in it. I've been on the executive side with it. I'm an A&R as well with it. I'm a law school student, about to be a lawyer here, hopefully in the next year and a half or so. Realtor out here in Las Vegas and on a couple other companies. And I tell people you can always do it. I did it as a felon when people told me I couldn't do it after doing a vacation, play football in college, join gangs when I was young. When I was in Akron, that's all I did. I go to football practice and be out on the set. After I know no better.
I just got in my head. Well, Bay Red Records is T Slides, and we're underneath Empire.
Yeah, Empire.
My album is coming out when the ball drops.
Okay.
It's called The Reezy Show. Cuddy, I'm talking about everything I've been through. everything. I'm talking about everything. I'm not letting loose on this album. And then it's basically it's like, all right, you know how everybody say they have label mates? Well, with this label, we're not label mates, we family. So basically it's like if you be like, hey, so if you see me at Magic, you be like, oh, that's Reese and his label mate. Nah, that's Reese and his brother type shit.
Okay. So it's a family affair, basically.
Yeah, it's like a family thing. Like we call each other brothers every time. Like when we leave, we tell each other we love them because we don't know if we're gonna make it till the next day. We don't do that YOLO shit because you wake up every day. So you live more than once. You wake up. So my thing is you only die once. So that's why I'm doing my thing, pushing it as hard as I can. We got, because I do want to do a shout out. I'm sorry I'm taking over your platform.
Go ahead. This is your opportunity. Go ahead.
But I want to shout out Karma Lee, Ty the Queen, the hottest hip-hop, the hottest female rapper in the yo. I know I'm going to get some backlash on it, but she's the hottest out here. Then you got T-Sly, Rory Sunshine, Magic, AIE, everybody. Y'all know what it is. It's Big Whoop, BRR5L. Do anybody have any questions? Because I'm ready to answer.
I have encouragement. I want you to keep on pushing. I want you to keep on grinding. You know, sometimes starting things off can be a little bit scary. It can be hard. It can be rough. Sometimes you never see the path, but you don't always have to see the path to walk it. You know, just keep doing your thing, keep pushing, never give up. Speak it into the universe. Like my brother Nipsey said, it will appear. I'm sorry I didn't have more time to interview you, but next time we're gonna get on here and really interview. I just wanted to give you a little bit of time to shout out. But you know, next time we're gonna sit down and I'm gonna do an interview with you and you can tell me a little bit more about your projects and things that you got upcoming. I'm proud of you. Keep pushing. I love you. To everyone on this panel, I love all y'all. I watch all of y'all, and let me tell you, Frank. Yo, let me tell you, bro. I'm so proud of you. I see the work that you're doing, and it's solid, bro. It's solid. Keep pushing. People don't understand. Like going to school is hard, but law school, honey, you gotta have some wits about you with law school because you gotta understand how to think fast on your feet. You gotta understand to see situations and outcomes that other people can't see, and that's not a gift that everybody has. People say common sense is supposed to be common, but not everybody possesses it, right? So so shout out to my brother because he will be a lawyer in a year and a half or so. And let me shout out my big brother Jay Blacko. You know,
nice everybody today. Definitely.
Yes.
Hey, I want Jay Blacko. I want that touch to my interview. I want both of y'all in here because it look like y'all got some mean ass questions for me, and I'm ready for it.
Yes.
I don't have a bottle, not just a mouth.
Yes, because you know what, I'm gonna have to because this other guy I seen on here on Facebook. I think his name is Brother Red. I want to interview him too. I would let it have both of y'all on at the same time. Maybe y'all can network or something. But I'm gonna reach out to him and see if he's down to do an interview. But yes, bro, I'm proud of y'all. Jay Blacko, I want you to know how much I appreciate you. You may not understand it because you always be saying you look up to me, but bro, I look up to you. You understand, when I be going through stuff, I hit my brother up and he always got some good advice for me. And you know what's so crazy? I've known this man for a year, and it's like he became family instantly. You know, sometimes family is the one that you make, and he truly is the family of that. I met Jay, but I met you, Dudon. And we clicked like this. It was just like, bro. Yeah.
I think Rez came across you.
Really?
Yes, Rez came across you, and after that, it was gold from there.
Bro, right? Yo, and that's how it was. It's just history, and you know what? It's so organic, and I love that. But I'm not gonna I'm drunk as heck, y'all.
Hey, can I rock up before we go? Can we rock out to my brother's new song? It's called "Split the Block" featuring Magic.
Unfortunately, I can't because of YouTube. But if it was different, YouTube, I can't. I'm sorry.
We're the owners.
But even though you're the owners, you'd be surprised. I still be getting flagged.
Oh,
Yes.
well, everybody, well, if y'all want to look up T-Slide, or you can look up T-Slide Topic, or get a pen and paper, everybody. T-Slide Topic, or look up Move Makers 330. That's with all of our songs on there.
How you spell T-Slide? Regular T-Slide?
TNSLY.
Dash S. Yep. See, that's your sound right there. That's love. Comment, you know what I'm saying? Like,
wait, hold up.
That's something right there. You know what I'm saying? Comment. Let's run up in the door. That's that single right now. We're trying to run that up. Please run it up. And Lord, you should have that for one of them songs for your intro.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check. Yeah, okay. Let me check it out.
Right.
We'll go from there.
Yeah. If y'all want to get the Blood Brothers, y'all gotta look up T/Slide Topic. You look that one up, you can get the whole Blood Brothers, the Trench God, all that on there.
All right. Well, I'm actually trying to get signed to somebody's label, but everybody playing with me. I was spitting fire on Jay Blacko's show, The Ramen Noodle Queen, and they wanted me signed.
You got bars. You got bars.
I'm about
Right.
about to go with Slide in a minute. I'm gonna talk to him for it.
All right, guys. So I'm not gonna hold y'all up too much longer because we a minute and 20 in, and let me tell you guys, like I said before, I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you guys for being on. Let me tell you, all of these fellas have something going on in their lives where they're busy, whether it's work, whether it's school, whether it's a business, whether it's all of that, and they took time out to be here on my platform, and I appreciate all of you guys so much for that. Y'all really don't know how much it means to me, because you have people say they come through, people don't come through, but I've never asked these guys to come through and they never not showed up, and I appreciate and I love them for that, all of y'all. And whatever y'all do, please support these guys. Support them, because like I said, Brother Wade always speaking some truth, and whether you agree with some of the things that he is saying, things that he is saying needs to be said. And if you actually listen, you will understand that there is sense in it. Sometimes knowledge can be painful because you don't want to know the truth, but knowledge is power, and you need to unlock that power and learn your truth. Okay, that's the only way we're gonna succeed in this world. Jay Blacko, you know you're the truth. Keep on doing what you're doing. I'm looking forward to seeing more from you. You already know, whatever you do, I'm there, 10 toes down.
In 2 weeks, I'm gonna launch something. I've been bullshitting. 2 weeks, I'm gonna just launch a pod. I'm gonna do a podcast. You know,
I'm gonna do one too.
I'm waiting for
everybody.
Me and my partner Rels, the one that just popped in, we doing something every Monday. Right now, we're going to hiatus. Speaking of Rels, he has a podcast on called Rels Roll Uncut that starts next month. Make sure y'all check that out. Y'all gonna see me on there. I'm gonna have mine right in too, so I'm gonna discuss with him how we can finesse the time frame. We gonna be good. Everything, you know, we gonna be back, man. We'll be back.
Right, and Reese, yo,
Reese is dead.
Because y'all only seen just a little bit of this guy. He's hilarious. He's really hilarious. No cap. Well, guys, it has been a great pleasure to be back here on this platform with everyone. Let me say something encouraging and positive. Y'all know I don't normally drink too much on here because I lose my train of thought very easily. But let me tell you guys, I'm thankful. And take every day as a blessing, because guess what? We weren't promised today, but if you are here and you made it, this is your opportunity to keep on pushing and doing whatever God has placed you to do in your life. You can't keep putting off what you know is your destiny, because when you keep on putting off your destiny, someone else is going to walk in it. So go ahead, fulfill those shoes. Be great. I love you guys. Bye. Bye, y'all.
Nice.
All right,
everybody. Y'all.
All right.
Later.